the personification of that hope. The Master Blaster just about warmed up in the first match of the tournament. Sachin scored 52, including 7 boundaries.
First boundary, is it? Yes, it is. And it belongs to Tendulkar. Good shot. 4 more.
No need to run for it. Just a slight adjustment with the bottom hand, and Tendulkar's got the placement right.
Fantastic shot here from the great Indian batsman.
That's all right for Tendulkar. He puts that away. Juicy full toss. And this is a quick outfield. Second boundary of the over. Well, he's the leading run getter in World Cup cricket. He goes past the great Javed Miandad, who played in 5 World Cups.
I think one wonders just how many records this still young batsman will leave world cricket when he does decide to hang up his boots.
Yes, amazing. Some great names there. And you see there, Javed Miandad playing 33 matches, Tendulkar just 23. For the same number of runs. He's found the gap. Didn't quite time it, but the ball will still reach the boundary.
As you can see, it's not the greatest strike rate by Tendulkar standards, but all the top batsmen from India will take their time to get some form. And that's 50 for Tendulkar. And he's been there before in one-day cricket on many occasions. This is his 57th half-century.
Well, what a dismissal. What an extraordinary dismissal. India's master batsman is out certainly when it went up in the air. I didn't know whether it had gone back to the bowler, over the keeper's head. In fact, it just went straight up in the air. What a strange dismissal.
Here we see slow ball, a bit of off spin imparted on it. Sachin going for the cut, bit of bounce, came back at him, hit Sachin's glove and went straight up. And how happy are these Dutchmen?
Well, Tendulkar gone for 52. India now 81 for 3.
Against Australia, especially in big matches, is majestic. And when he walked out to open with Sourav Ganguly, it was difficult to not recall previous explosive Tendulkar-Australia contests in hungry anticipation.
Well, that beats the outside edge. That's a beautiful delivery. That's more like the McGrath we know. So straight up to Tendulkar, bowls him a beauty outside off stump. Oh, he's blasted that through the offside. That's beautifully played by Tendulkar. It's running away to the boundary at extra cover for 4. Sachin Tendulkar is beginning to stamp himself on this match already. Lovely shot. Oh, in the air, over the top 4. He has murdered that one. Short outside off stump, little risky, little flirty, but he gave it his all, and if you're going to play that shot, you've got to hit it hard. Oh, solidly played down the ground. Oh, solidly played, you better believe it. Solidly for 4. That looked like a forward defensive to me. This is a characteristic that this man has got all on his own. It looks like a forward defensive and it goes for 4.
You bet he is, and just what a tough call it is for Tendulkar, Mark. He has to hang around till the end of the innings, virtually till the 45th, 46th over. And what more, once he reaches that stage, he'll have to give a real demonstration of his genius, his greatness.
Oh, that's a big shout, and he's given him. That's a slower ball from Gillespie. That is beautifully bowled. 144 the ball before, the big Yorker to Mongia, and now the slower ball, and he's got the prize wicket of Tendulkar.
Great delivery after a Yorker that surprised Dinesh Mongia. He's bowled a slow ball to surprise the greatest batsman in the world. Off spinner going on to hit middle stump, a little high on the stumps, but have a look at Tendulkar. He's just watching the ball. He knows the moment the ball hit the pads that he was in trouble. Great bowling economy rate excellent, wicket taking also very good. 78 for 6 now India.
His status as the world's best bat with a masterful 81 from 91 balls, which included 10 hits to the fence. He was awarded the man of the match.
Oh, could be some inside edge on this one. Thought the Taibu. Oh no, it's called byes.
That's nicely worked. That's going to run away. It's a long boundary.
That's a very good shot. Plenty of work with the bottom hand. Nice wristy flick in the end. Gives Tendulkar the power and the placement. The bottom hand coming into play. The bat face closing at just the right time.
Tendulkar's after the placement. Prepared to play the ball in the air like that. That's beautifully struck. Pull shot. 4 more.
Wide and put away. This could well be third man, and does.
The ball was there to be hit, but this is excellent placement, intentionally played in that area by Tendulkar. There was a short point and an orthodox point, and he played it fine enough to the left of that point fielder, but making sure that the third man couldn't get around it. Excellent placement. That was the only area where he could get a boundary, because there was a man in the deep.
Bounce again, and this time put away in front of square. Tendulkar's on the go. And here's the 50, just dabbed down to third man. Sachin Tendulkar, another one-day international 50. And it's looking ominous for Zimbabwe.
Nicely played by Tendulkar. It's another boundary. Tendulkar is going from strength to strength.
It's great placement here. We've seen a lot of Tendulkar's drives go square of the wicket. This one's gone through an extra cover, orthodox position, hit with a lot of power. That's fine. It's going to be 4. Boundary to end the 19th over. 112 for 1.
Until they carry on at that rate. That's nicely played. That's going to run away, and it's going to run away for 4.
This is magnificent placement from Sachin Tendulkar. Yeah! He's bowled him. Sachin Tendulkar. He's been the mainstay of India's innings. A delivery from ground flower that's gripped on the turf, turns, beat the outside edge and cannoned into the off stump of Sachin Tendulkar. Look at those Zimbabweans, ecstatic. They know how important this wicket is.
And the big man, well, he was the danger to Zimbabwe. Fantastic delivery this from ground flower. Gave it a real rip. And Tendulkar comprehensively beaten here. Tried to work it, if anything, onto the leg side. Picked the wrong line and hit off stump. Beaten by the spin. He looks surprised, and the Zimbabwean supporters go absolutely mad here. They know the value of that wicket.
Sachin Tendulkar, for his 81, was the man of the match, and he was very delighted as well at the presentation.
Tendulkar did the team's cause and his average no harm as he led the charge with his 34th one-day century. He also achieved the distinction of notching up one-day hundreds against 10 different countries.
That's in the air, but past the man at backward point. First boundary of the Indian innings. It's worked away on the onside. A long chase for the man at square leg.
Driven nicely. Not the classical on drive, more of a straight drive that's played towards mid-on. Great to watch.
Well, it's one of the classic shots in the textbook, isn't it? If you've got this in your armoury and you can play it, it's a sign of a good pitch to me, that the ball's coming on quite nicely, that you can hit the ball down the ground like that, on the up. Also a sign of a pretty classy act. Oh, this is a big over for India. That's another boundary, and that is beautiful timing. Clever use of the wrist. 3 boundaries in the over. It's 62 for 1. That's 2 straight, and it's gone past mid-on. He'll never stop that. Beautifully timed.
Well, he's going to milk the bowler with this kind of field. He's got plenty of options. The straight drive just to the onside. Then he can also play the flick in the air. It's good to see him playing those shots in front of the wicket today.
He's got that into the gap. And a poor piece of fielding will give him a boundary. That's gone through. So 50 for Sachin Tendulkar. And he's brought it up in fine fashion.
It may not be his prettiest, Ravi, but it's at a critical time once again for India.
As this was over-pitched, and a good stride forward when he hit it. It should have been stopped in the covers.
Bang, 4. He's starting to get expansive now, is Sachin Tendulkar. They're going to rue that moment where they drop that catch straight down the ground very quickly. In the slot and smashed away. Nearly cleaned up Sourav Ganguly. And he just got out the way.
Nicely played. I think the placement was the key here.
That's been a factor all morning, and Sachin Tendulkar just sliced this away. Such a good eye. You see the opening the face because he knows the man at cover is quite straight. Look at that, just slicing it away. Not really in the coaching manual, but when you've got such a good eye, who cares?
There's a buzz around the ground. Well, he'll get it. 400 in World Cup cricket for Sachin Tendulkar. And India 203 for 1. Overall, he's played some fine shots, Barry.
Excellent. Took a little while to get into his stride. I think the track was a little bit too paced, but certainly went down the ground on quite a few occasions, and then towards the end of his knock, he was quite content to just knock it around. It's been a very good partnership. Good thinking from Tendulkar. He's a very mature cricketer now. And eventually he gets to his 100.
He goes for the big one, and he's hit it straight. 1 bounce over the boundary. There is long on, there is long off. Tendulkar was always looking to hit straight down the ground. Oh, that's cheeky. Fine legs up in the circle. But he was in total control of that shot. Just using the pace of the bowler. Oh, that's sliced away. He'll get 4 for it.
That's exactly where he should be bouncing the ball. He just provided a bit too much width. I think Sachin had set himself up for a big one. And then an educated edge.
Oh, that's smashed back. The umpire is flat on the ground. And that is superb reflexes from Aleem Dar, the umpire from Pakistan. He was down in a flash. This ball would have taken his head.
And everything else. What's the reaction? He's absolutely only just in time, but nevertheless in time.
He's gone in the air. It's flat and hard, and more importantly, in the gap.
Tendulkar has played down the ground particularly well. So too has Ganguly, for that matter. But straight hits have been...
He's just going to fall short of long on. Went for the catch. Didn't bother about the runs. The bowler may not be happy. That's 4 more. Reading the bowler's mind. Picks up another boundary. and lifts the bat. He's got to 152, which happens to be his second highest one-day score.
Well, that's princely batting that. Very clever use of a little leg stump line, but he knows all the options he's got available. He knows he's got the field placings implanted in his brain, and he just works it round to that effect, around the clock. Really worth the entrance money, and I didn't even pay.
Bowled in.
And Rudy Van Buren has done it again. He's picked up Sehwag, and he'll be able to tell the grandchildren he got Tendulkar too. He doesn't have to tell them for how many, but he says, I held it back. He was through the shot. I deceived him and hit halfway up middle stump, and I made him look a little awkward.
152 is also his highest score in World Cups, eclipsing his 140 in the 99 edition against Kenya. He also picked up his second consecutive Man of the Match award.
Sachin, you'll accept a gold watch very shortly from our two ambassadors. Let's talk a wee bit about your innings. You looked, I watched you before the match. You're planning, you're envisaging a big stay at the crease today, and it worked out quite nicely for you.
Yeah, I just wanted to do that because first two games we played, we didn't spend enough time at the crease, and that was our biggest problem because we didn't have enough wickets. So today the basic idea was to have wickets in hands.
How did you find the pace of the pitch? Because we all thought this was going to be a bit of a seamer's paradise and it was going to swing in the air. It wasn't quite as bad as that.
Not really. I mean, I felt the ball didn't swing much. It didn't come off the wicket nicely as well either towards the start. But later on when the wicket dried, let's say maybe after 50-55 minutes, the ball started coming onto the bat nicely.
Tendulkar made an excellent runner ball 50, hitting 8 boundaries and 1 6. He started off with a bang. Tendulkar reached his 50 in the 15th over, only to fall soon after.
That's well played. Nicely turned off his legs. It's a quick outfield and the first boundary of the game. Tendulkar on his way.
Well, he's kissed it, he's caressed it, and he's just eased it through the leg side. Caddick looking for that extravagant swing again, and he just drifts onto leg stump.
Oh, he's gone for it. And just out of the reach of fine leg. Tendulkar just losing balance as he played it. Well, he gets a second boundary.
Yeah, it's an extraordinary shot. He loses his balance, he loses his footing. It's his back leg that slips away, the ball's in the air, but it's a powerful shot. It's quite a flat shot. Despairing dive down there. Forget saving the boundary. Try and get him out. James Anderson down at fine leg. Got to make a decision. Do I save the boundary or do I try and get the wicket? If it's Tendulkar, try and get the wicket.
Absolutely. Well, he's gone after that one and he doesn't need to run. That's spanked through the offside and a boundary to end the over. 24 for no loss.
That's whipped away. 2 full into the legs. Well, the good start from England. It's been undone by the Indian batsman. Well, I think he knew that there would be a response. He was there, his back foot waiting for it. And what a way to bring up the 50.
Well, I must tell you, BP, this is a very different Tendulkar that I'm seeing today off late. He hasn't batted in this fashion. And what he knows is Andy Caddick knew that the ball was a bit too full, so he knew that compensation would be made with the length. So again, the master batsman reading the bowler's mind, all set to look for that short pitch delivery. And after a long time, I must say I'm seeing Tendulkar bat like he used to, looking to hit the ball in the air. It's been a natural lofter of the ball, looking to pull. And he was looking to pull for a 6 at all times.
Have a look at this. Knew that Andy Caddick would adjust his length. He was there waiting for it. And I'm amazed that that ball's come back. But it has, or it appears to have. Pulled. Takes him under 44. 15 from the over. It's 75 for 1.
Tendulkar seeking that 50 now.
He's got it. Well, that already has raised the spirits of the many, many Indian supporters here today in Durban. There will be those that live here, those that have come from India itself, those that have come from England, all with one thing in mind, to watch India have a good day. And if this man has a good day, there's every chance that his team will too. Strike rate exactly a run a ball now. He did slow down there, took him 10 deliveries to get to that 50. Got him. That will make all the difference to England. It's Flintoff who's done the damage for the second time today. The drinks break might just have done something to the concentration of Sachin Tendulkar, but if there is a weakness, that's where it is.
Well, there you go. How many times we've seen it in the past that after a drinks break, a batsman who's playing so well can lose concentration. And a big wicket here for England. Tendulkar, who was going along so well, extra bounce there that's done the trick. Tendulkar unable to keep it down. England will take that. 2 wickets for Flintoff. Tendulkar departs for 50, 91 for 2.